Hi, grade three. I know this is not the usual video that you will get from me. Usually, you will get some kind of animations. If you remember the first days in our meetings in mathematics, but I don't have time for that. I'm really sorry. So, what we're going to do is that I'm gonna record this. I'm recording this from Zoom, and I will upload it as is. So I'm really sorry for the really bad recording, but I will try my best. I will try to think that this is the class and you all in here. Okay, now what are we going to study today? There we have it, about sum and any. Now, I know some of you could be confused with sum and any. What is the purpose of these words? Well, we use sum and any to explain to someone about not about the numbers that we have, but how much that we have. So usually, if we are being asked about how much, we say that with how many things that we have. For example, how many erasers that you have? I have four. But this, they don't ask you about the number. They ask you if you have some of it or any of it. Okay, so what is the difference between some and any? Now, um, this is not about countable and uncountable. I've checked it. Okay, so it can be used in both. Either it's countable or uncountable. But the difference are is about is it in the affirmative sentence or in the negative sentence or question sentence. So for some, it's in the positive sentence, and then for any, it's in the negative sentence and questions. Although some, you could use the questions, but this question, if you use in the sum, that if you use sum in a question, that means this is about a plea or an asking for help. So you could say that this is uh, permintaan tolong. Okay, I'm sorry, I speak in Bahasa because I kind of forgot the word. Okay, this could be a plea, a plea. Okay, you're asking to get help. That is a plea. So yeah, I think we will focus on this. And let's say, for example, first, for some, there is, okay? We're using is because we cannot count it. We could count in any, but usually there's none if we use any. So there is some cheese. But because it's in positive questions, in the positive sentence, oh, sorry, I forgot the full stop. Because this is also in the positive sentence, because there is some apples. So yeah, you could use it. You know, sometimes I also get confused between some and any, but just remember that some is for the positive and any is for negative. That's the point of some and any, because you could not say there is any apples. You cannot say that. You need to say there is some apples. But remember, if it's countable, you need to use the plural form of the noun. If it's uncountable, then just use the word as is. Okay, now let's move on to any. There is not, or there isn't any cheese left. Okay, or is there any apples in the fridge? This is how you use any. So yes, this could get confusing sometimes, but just remember again, some is for positive and any is for negative or questions in general. But if you're asking someone, if you ask someone's help, or if you offer someone's help, you use some. So for the questions, for example, can you please give me some of the chicken? Or, for example, can you bring me some of your books tomorrow? Okay. These are the main point of some and any. And it's not that hard. Although sometimes it's confusing, it's not hard. Now, that is for some and any. Okay. If I hope there are no questions for that. Um, because I cannot answer your questions. Maybe I can. Maybe I could. If you have any questions, you can ask me directly in my WhatsApp. Okay. Okay. That is for some and any. Now we'll move on to the clock, to time. Okay. There is a clock. Oh, clock. We say this in the right time, for example, like 8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock. Okay. But we also say it past. But if we say past, we need to add something at the back of the word past. Either it's half or quarter. Now remember, half means 1/2, and quarter means 1/4 in mathematics. So half past or quarter past is usually in the clock, it's about 15 minutes. So for example, it's 8:15. Oops, sorry. Sorry. For example, it's 8:15. 8:15 for the quarter. This is the quarter. And then 8:30 for the half. We use past. Remember, quarter means fourth of the circle. Why the circle? Because a clock. Wait. For example, this clock. Okay. Just for example, I hope this could get right. We get 12 there. We get 3 over here. We get 6 over here. Oops, not that one. We get 9 over here. Oops. Way too. Okay. So our focus is on these 4 number. Okay. Let's say that our longhand is at 12. That means it's using a clock. Okay. Maybe I will use this. A clock is when the longhand is at 12. Now, if the longhand is at 3, that means we're gonna use this color. That means it is the quarter past. Okay, remember quarter past. If the longhand is at 6, that means it is half past. Now, what about if the longhand is at 9? Oh, sorry, not that color, this color. What if the longhand is at 9? What should we say it? Well, we could say quarter 2. For example, 8:45. Gonna use the which color? Maybe brown. So quarter 2 is going to 9. If the long hand, remember the long hand, not the short hand, the long hand. Okay. As you can see, why is it called quarter? Why is it called half? Because if you look it carefully, this is a quarter. This part also a quarter of a circle. This part also a quarter of a circle, and also this one. So there are 4 quarters. If the long hand is at 12, you don't count any quarter. So you just say a clock. If the long hand is at 3, that means you already passed 1 quarter. See, you already passed 1 quarter of the circle. That's why it's called quarter past. 8. If the long hand is at 6, that means you already passed about half of the circle. That is why we said it half past. But what about if the long hand is at 9? It's already past 3 out of 4 of the circle. No, we don't say that. See, this is also a quarter. That means a quarter to number 12. That's why we said it quarter 2. And that's about it for time. But there are some words for this is for the clock. So with this, you can imagine the clock like a pizza if you want to. But I don't really recommend it because it will make you hungry. Okay, so let's move on. There's also some words like sometimes in bahasa kadang-kadang, usually, always, and never. Okay, sometimes and usually is almost the same in bahasa kadang-kadang. Here, let me write the bahasa then. I will write down the bahasa maybe in a smaller font. Sometimes in bahasa means kadang-kadang. Usually in bahasa means biasanya. Always means selalu. And never means tidak pernah. Okay. And that's all about it. This is what we're going to have in our final test. Also with the first chapter that I've told you before. Okay. Um this is something that I want to address actually since the beginning, but I haven't gotten any time to do that. So here, I told you that we have to speak in English in this class. Okay? That is the first rule. I add another rule. Um, because of what happened in my last math class, that I got, I'm sorry that I got angry. It's because I don't feel appreciated. I don't feel respected. I respect all of you. I appreciate all of you. All of you. I don't just say it on, I respect or appreciate only one person, all of you. So here's the thing. I may be your teacher, but I'm also your friend. I respect you, I appreciate you, whatever you're doing. I respect you, I appreciate you. But there are some boundaries, there are some limit to it. And I I don't really wish that all of you will do the same, but I hope that you also respect and appreciate for what I've been doing until now. Because once again, although I'm your teacher, I'm also your friend. You don't need to be afraid to me. It is normal to get angry sometimes. I know that you also get angry sometimes if something didn't go well. Um, I want to apologize for what happened back then. But it didn't happen because of one thing. It happened because of a lot of things. Back then, the internet connection was bad. Um, there are a lot of troubles, not because of the internet connection, but there are a lot of troubles that led into that incident. And I'm sorry. And I left the class, not because I hate the class. No, not because I was mad with anyone in the class. No. But I left because I was angry and I don't want anyone in the class will get my anger. I hate that to happen. I don't want that to happen. But you need to know that I try to appreciate you, all of you. I respect all of your decisions. I always ask you if you want homework or not, right? Although sometimes I give you homework. But I respect every path, every choice that you choose. And I'm just hoping that you also respect me. You also appreciate me. That's all. So I'm not mad at anyone. I'm not angry at anyone. I know that you could do mistakes, and so do I. But sometimes, not usually, okay? Sometimes, if I got angry and I don't want it to make anyone take my anger. I prefer to just go out, let myself to cool down a little bit. So that is all that I want to say. And also, for a little bit of record, or maybe later, I will tell you if we meet in class. Okay? Well, I think this is our last time. I mean, this is our last time to have this kind of recording because I hope that all of you can get into the school in January. Well, that's it for the review. I'm sorry for the end of that. If you have any questions, please ask me. Okay? Don't be afraid. I'm your friend. And I don't want just because of one incident, no one wants to talk with me. Well, that's it for now. I'm hoping the best for all of you. And I will see you again next time. Bye.